What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is going to be part 3 of our 3-part series opening up Destined Rivals booster box. If you have not seen part 1 or 2, please go ahead and do that. Show the support. Come back, watch part 3. Part 3 should be pretty exciting because we got some decent hits in part 1 and 2. We're going to show you what we ultimately pulled all up at the end of this video. Let you know our thoughts in terms of the value we got and whether it's worth purchasing potentially a booster box of Destined Rivals or not. That's the big question, right? So let's crack into this. This is our unboxing. We got our next 12 packs here. If you didn't know, everyone, booster boxes come with 12, but just to be sure, we got our 3, our 6, our 9, and our 12. So we're gonna crack these. Hopefully we get some great pulls. Again, we didn't do too bad in parts 1 and 2, so that's what's good. I think ultimately we've had some decent luck, but did we get any of the major chase cards to be determined? Again, I guess it depends on everybody's taste. We certainly haven't done bad, right? But could we do better? And the answer is always, right? But we got our Squawkabilly here. It's a silly card, honestly. Heatran, Fluffy, sure. Wheezing, Rocket, we got Arbok, Squawkabilly. Like, look at that. Why are we getting 2 in the same? This is a sick card. I'm not even mad at it because, funny enough, in Pokemon Go, if you don't play that game, please go ahead and do so. It is very fun. I actually evolved the Clamperl into Corvus, so I was pretty excited on that, and it turns out I appraised it. That card's an absolute unit, so felt lucky there, just because if you have never appraised a Pokemon and it tells you kind of the strengths, attacks, defense, HP, so before you evolve your Pokemon, I would recommend, just for fun, doing an appraisal just to make sure. We got Pupitar, definitely, you're probably saying some of these wrong, Misty Staryu, another Bomb Snowman, another Wheezing. I cannot tell you how many Wheezings we got. This is sick though. Probo Pass, that's pretty sick. Clay Doll, and a Zeraora. Can't even pronounce that, but all up, not the most exciting pack 2 out of our 12. But at least we're seeing different Pokemon. I felt like in part 1, it felt like we had a lot of repeats in terms of our rares, and just even the commons, it just felt like we had a lot of the repeat offenders. So happy to see some variety here. I will say that, oh, sorry about that. I will say it is our first Mimikyu. But I will say that just getting these cards to collect is super fun. There's a little Ethan Cyndaquil there. I love that card. See, now we got our first Regirock EX. So we got our first EX here. Pretty excited for that. But like you just saw, we just pulled this one. So again, kind of interesting. We are going to put Regirock though. We are going to put him over on the side. So we will certainly be happy to get him. And I'd say we're starting off pretty good. Pack 2, pulling this, not bad. All right, let's keep going here. Let's keep it going. Hopefully you all were also able to secure some Pokemon Black Bolt in White Flare that recently came out. It is a subset, so it is between major sets such as Destined Rivals and this one coming up, I believe, Mega Evolutions. So far I've only opened a little of it, but it's been good otherwise. Again, I like this card. It may not be worth anything, but I'm psyched for Misty's Gyarados in a foil. That is one I will gladly take and add to my personal collection. So for all the haters out there saying it's not a chase card, doesn't matter. It's a cool card. Sometimes you just gotta collect because they're awesome, and you just add to your personal collection, and chase cards be darned. So here we go. But yeah, there's only a few cards in Black Bolt White Flare that appear to have some serious value. It's kind of a bummer. It kind of makes me feel like a little Prismatic vibe a little bit. I don't know how good the hit rates are, so there's that too, because it's pretty new, so I don't know if we're going to get any insight on that. Ethan's Adventure, I'm looking for that, but not this card in this form. And then we got our Crustle. So nothing overly exciting in this pack, unfortunately. That's okay. Fortunately, we have some more packs to go. Fortunately, we do. Be sure, again, like this video, subscribe to the channel, show some support. We're trying to grow. We want to keep doing this for you guys. So the more we can get some support, the better. Look at that, another Ethan's Adventure. I swear, we're just running back with some of these. All right, not the mega expensive or exciting Cynthia's Garchomp EX, but another EX nonetheless. So we will sleeve it and be happy for it. We don't want to get too greedy here. Gotta be happy with what we get. Gotta be happy with what we get. You can always get more. So the chase may continue, but I don't know. I don't know, guys. Sometimes I feel like Pokemon when I was growing up versus Pokemon now. It's a very different game, very different polls, and I know sometimes I feel like you're just chasing butterflies, and I don't know how successful everyone is at getting some of these kind of the mega cards. But let's go here. Here we got our Ponyta. And then this other really cool EX that we don't have. So man, we are cleaning up, guys. This back 12 here, showing up with a number of the EXs. And fortunately, these are EXs that I don't already have. So again, from a personal collection standpoint, that is exciting because you want to grow your collection, hopefully with not a bunch of repeat cards, but a little variety, a little spice of life, never hurt nobody. All right, here we go. Then after that, believe it or not, guys, we are well through half of the packs. We opened, let's see, it looks like we're on pack 5 here, so we're 7 packs deep already, which is crazy. I swear that goes so fast. That's what makes it exciting. We just rip and see if we get lucky here. Swear, I have gotten so many repeats of some of these cards. It's just ridiculous. But this one's a sick card. I don't even have that one, so. But ultimately, again, not what we're looking for in major ways. Now, the other thing I will say is, if you guys didn't know, if you go to TCG Player or pricing websites for some of these cards, it is important to note, if you've never seen this or weren't aware of it, there's obviously raw value, and then there's, you know, PSA 9, 10, PSA 8, like all that. Hey, Ethan's Typhlosion. This is dope. So we're gonna just sleeve it just because it's gotta be sleeved. Like, again, it may not be the one that we're looking for, but it's still worthy of sleeving for my own personal collection just because it is awesome in its own right. So in it goes, happy for it. All right, let's see how we're doing. We got 4 Misty's Magikarp was in there, but not overly excited. So we got the last 3. Here we go. Here we go. Keep it going. We are needing something bad in the worst way. Needing something bad here. It is cool getting the foils, though, of some of these more common cards, because it does add some fun to it. Shroomish. Just got that. Hey, there's our Team Rocket Articuno. So we now have 2 of the legendary birds. Unfortunately, it's not one of those sick Team Rocket Moltres, which would be pretty fun to open, I ain't gonna lie. So our last 2 here. Can we get some big hits? That is the main question. But I will say, some of these cards do make me want to send them in for grading. I think it really comes down to a man, I hate this gradient card, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. But this trainer card is kind of cool. So I don't know. We're gonna put that off to the side. But our last pack is here. But it is important when you do consider grading cards, like, you know, is it worth the investment of sending cards in to get graded if you really don't do your research and see how nicely the card's centered and just the overall condition, right? Because in some of these cases, card raw might be, you know, pretty close to a PSA 8 or a 9. But obviously, if you get a PSA 10, that's going to jump it up, and, you know, you're just praying that you get that. But hey, we will happily take this guy. The Rapidash is certainly one I am happy to add, because that card is beautiful. And honestly, it might be one of the major chase cards as well for a number of people. But like, see, like this one, it just feels like the centering's pretty good. Everything about this card looks pretty good. There's no whites, you know, outside of like maybe that itty bitty, but you might even not even consider that because it's kind of like on the edge there. But overall, and you kind of see like a little maybe up there, but we'll take it. But yeah, it's just some of these cards, like I will say it does seem to be worth the risk of staying in to get graded because the value of the PSA 10 is just so much greater, and it might just be worth it. So with that, that concludes our entire box opening. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the ones that we got today, and I'm going to show you what we got in the other two, and then you guys, you let me know where you think we landed. So today we had several EXs. We got the Regirock EX, we got Cynthia's Garchomp, and it looks like we might have, and again, I always get these mixed up, but illustration rares or special illustration rares. We didn't get any hyper illustration rare. Those are going to be the hyper special illustration rares, whatever you want to call it, the gold cards, right? So we didn't get any of those, which is not the end of the world. But these two are really, really sick to have. Again, I think these are illustration rares. This might be special illustration rare, but anyway, we have these four that we got today. Then we got these that we got in part 2. So Team Rocket's Proton, we got a Orbeetle, we have the Mewtwo EX. Unfortunately, not the one that everyone's wanting, but still not bad. I think this one right now is about like 20 bucks on TCG. If you get this thing PSA 10, way more. Same with this guy, PSA 10, this is way more. But as you know, these are just raw. But all up, I mean, we got 1 EX, 2 EX, we got that. So, I mean, we got out of the 12, six decent hits there. So not bad out of that. What is that, 50% rate there? And then in part 1, this is one I'm probably the most happy about. Clamperl's sick, but really it's this guy here, Team Rocket's Giovanni. Raw, this is going for like 50-60 bucks. You get this in a 10, it just spikes heavily. And fortunately, if you look at ours, it's actually pretty clean. So this is one that I am certainly consider getting graded. We got some other EXs just in general, as you see here. So really just let me know how you think we did. I mean, I would say all up in the box, like we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 14 out of 36. I mean, not the greatest, not the worst ever. I'm still pretty happy that we got things like this though. Ethan's Typhlosion and the Misty's Gyarados. So all up, I don't think we did too bad. I'm pretty happy with these. Let me know though how you think we did, and if we should do more of these box openings, or if you guys want to just see other content in general. We appreciate you joining us for the 3 parts. Again, if you haven't checked out part 1, part 2, seeing this live, go ahead and do that. Show the support, like, comment, subscribe to these videos. All of it is appreciated. We check it out all the time, and we hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll catch you on the next one.